number 41.
Just memes, brother.
Dude, you ever wake up? Like you wake up, you check Twitter, emails, whatever. You scrolling down some sort of social media. You wake up and there's just a meme that hits perfectly. Like it like literally makes you laugh out loud type of a meme. You're like, it's gonna be a good day today. Like
Pretty much. Dude.
I love those, man. I really do.
Oh fuck. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'll just browse Reddit. I usually just get lost in Reddit, get lost in the sauce. Like I browse all.
Oh, just like the general thing. Yeah.
Yeah, just like what's popping that day or the week. Like, oh, cool. This was my latest source of information.
Where's the tea? Clicks
Yeah.
open Reddit.
If I want like the Twitter or the Twitch drama, the Twitch tea, I just go to live stream fails. Check those what's up.
Yeah, you do like your drama. You do like your live stream dramas. Anything going on in that department? I don't really pay attention to it besides the crazy
Hassan
stuff.
being with Pokimane.
Nah,
Wait, what?
yeah, it's kind of old, but like there was rumors of Pokimane and Hassan like hooking up long time. I think at like TwitchCon EU or some shit, right?
Like they were dating
Yep.
and stuff? That's
Yeah, and then but I think it was just rumors.
Oh.
I don't
and
know.
then, like-
Destiny was the one who broke that. It was
Yeah,
on the Trainwrecks podcast.
But-
just breaks it on there. That's crazy.
but yeah, it was pretty much all speculation and rumors. And then like Pokimane like unfollowed Hassan and like removed him off everything. Just I think because of the rumor. And so there's like clips of Hassan like being real feels bad.
Off, dude.
Mitch Jones banned for a week.
What do you do
For
this
being
time?
the retard that he is.
It's just IRL streaming while driving, and then he didn't have his hands on the wheel because he was reading chat or something.
Yeah, you can get banned for that. Well, I thought you could get banned for just driving while streaming. Or
No, I think they made it where it's allowed. I mean, I think Destiny do it all the time as long as you're not like I don't know,
touching
have
your
your hands
phone
on the wheel.
and-
Yeah, it's the saying like
As long as your driving isn't distracted driving, you're good.
Okay.
If you're not breaking the law, they won't ban you. But that's
That's a
opposite of
fine
what
line. I
Mitch
feel
did.
like that's an easy way to get banned or like off for a
Yeah.
week. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
drive while streaming. You know, I've done it before, but that was years ago. So I don't
I
know.
did it the other week.
Hey, you're still here with us. Love that.
I don't think honestly, I don't think I'll get banned.
No.
There ain't
No, you
one
won't.
yeah,
Sparky could show his butt cheeks on stream and he probably wouldn't get banned.
that's a lie.
He goes, wait a second.
I'll do it right now. No. But yeah, other than that, I'm really not. I haven't checked today. It's been a slow day. Okay. We've been in bed most of the day. Here, I'll peep right now. Some live stream fails. Other than that, not really too much drama. I don't really think. Chance, Thomas Jefferson Morris, released a public statement that he's probably be taking months off streaming.
Yep,
For
saw
wow.
that.
That's
With
crazy.
Classic WoW, yeah.
That's how much he
Dedicated to the
loves the
craft,
game,
bro.
man. That's crazy.
Insane.
But can you blame him though? I mean, if you really want to have like the truest of experiences playing like your favorite childhood game of all time, and you're not gonna get to experience it the way you want to, if you stream it, you know, makes sense. I mean, I don't blame him whatsoever.
Other than that, I don't know. Nothing really.
The whole doctor disrespecting was kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
What a
Dr.
big, what a
Piss
big
Inspect.
dumb, what a big dumb for that one. I don't know what else to really say. Like,
Did he release a public statement yet or no? Or
not that I'm aware of.
He's just joking about it. Basically, he made like this little. You know that when Windows went to sleep, it would be like that bumping thing that went to the corners. He made that with his face.
Oh,
and
I
that's
know what
about
you're
it.
talking about, yeah.
I mean, is he unbanned by the way, or not quite yet? Is he at a month or something?
Yeah, let me check his
Because-
I think it's 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
I mean,
Yeah.
did they like release like how long they banned him for? Or
I didn't have
People
any
are just
info on it, but
suspecting
speculating.
it's 2 weeks. Yeah.
I saw a video somewhere about the comeback or some shit, but it wasn't like I don't think it was official. Doctor Disrespect banned.
Yeah, because so for those of you that are listening right now, Dr. Disrespect is a very popular broadcaster on Twitch, and he was doing his first like in real life stream is what we call it, and basically his camera crew that was following him around the convention center where he was doing the stream and whatnot, they followed him into the bathroom for some reason. I don't know if it even crossed their mind if it was like a bad idea, because that's just like kind of a common courtesy rule. Like you just don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't know if it even crossed their mind, but like, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
I think he blamed his camera crew mainly because they, like, why would they follow him in?
Well, just have the guy behind the camera like wave him off or something, you know? It's like, no, don't do that. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't cross your mind once. Like, the second I saw him going towards the bathroom, I'm like, oh no, this could be bad. You know?
It goes back to that whole thing of if it's breaking a law, then you're going to get banned.
Well, it technically is illegal, right? You cannot film in a restroom or a public area in the state of California, right?
Yep. But then you get into gray area, like, what about people taking selfies in the bathroom? You know, it's just like
true. There's always some sort of gray area for everything, though. You know, but
perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
But I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But even then, I mean, if my favorite dumbass streamers like know that it's like, oh, I probably shouldn't stream in the bathroom. Here, someone hold the backpack while I go pee. You know, like then I don't understand why that high of a level streamer doesn't really understand that. You know.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was pretty much all the, I guess, drama, and even in the last 2 weeks. So we took a week off last week, Father's Day off. Now we're back. We were actually on a streaming streak of weekly podcasts for almost a year, because this is week number 41. That's crazy. Almost 50 weeks of streaming podcast. That's wild. Not bad, boys. Not bad. Yep. And by the way, I'm going to announce this at the end of the broadcast as well. We are on Spotify, we are on iTunes, and we are on YouTube now. So if you want to go rewatch any past broadcasts or want to watch anything that you missed, we have the podcast out on all those platforms now. So make sure you go check it out.
That's right, Mom. I'm official.
Yeah. Right. Give us a nice little review too on iTunes. All right. Give us 5 stars. All right. We're gonna get up. Joe Rogan, dude, we're coming for you, bud.
Coming for that ass. Oh my friend, 5 stars.
Yeah, don't care everyone 5 stars now.
I know you got iTunes.
Yep. Everyone has it.
Don't lie to me, boy.
Yeah, go check it out. Check it out. I'll remind everyone to check it out at the end. But yeah, we're out there. So look us up. We're actually searchable on iTunes now because they're super weird with all their stuff. It took me forever to like get approved and get the right link and then get the artwork up on it. And it was just too much. I can see why people are lazy and like, why don't you put it on iTunes or something? Like, it takes a long time. Took a little while.
Did you end up going the website route or did you go through?
I went through SoundCloud.
Okay.
Yep. Just got the yearly subscription thing and just did it the easy way.
Have you seen through Streamlabs? Like, I don't know if you ever go to their website or nothing, but like to manage all your stuff. But they have like their own like creator websites now, which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
They got a lot going on.
How so? What would be the point of that fully? Just to like,
I don't really
like
know.
To push your brand better, or you know what I mean? Like, what would be the benefit of me making an account there? You know what I mean? I don't know if I would use something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely beneficial to, I guess, if you have like, or I mean, you could throw it on a business card and like it directs people to like,
I suppose,
specific page with all your like, you could like show all your stats underneath it, like your Twitter, like your 500 followers, and like, or if you have merch, you can put that under there. Your like most watched clips could be under there as well. Like, I don't know. It's kind of more like a hub of. I don't generally know, like, for someone like our size of content creators, how generally useful it would be. I mean, I'm sure it does have its uses, but even then, if I were to become a higher tier broadcaster, like I would just get my own website made.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking at that point. It's like, why not get your own just domain and do it that way? You know?
I think the main reason for it, really, at the end of the day, is it's an additional place for people to and who knows, maybe other streamers on there will end up finding you too for collaboration means or something like that. That's all I could really think of, though.
Right. I mean, I guess the more platforms your information and business is out on, the better. I mean, if that's the kind of route you're taking, you know. But I mean, cool ideas for people. I mean, it's very user friendly, which is nice for a lot of people because some just don't know where to look or how to, you know, go out of making their own website, whatever the case may be. So, I mean, there's options.
Yeah, and I think also what it is with Streamlabs, I've definitely noticed it quite a bit lately, is they're really trying to branch out to anything possible with their name on it. Not that that's a bad
No,
thing.
that's a great thing for sure.
Business wise, that's what they're doing right. I mean, I go on there and there's a new thing they want me to sign up for my stream, and I'm just like, what the hell is that?
It's
Never even
a
heard of
new
this.
thing already. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Innovative. They're trying to be that, you know, like, what do you use for your sub alerts? You know, Streamlabs. Everyone uses Streamlabs. You know what I mean? So it's a good market. They're definitely trying some different stuff. I mean, I remember I've been using Streamlabs, I think, for I'd say 4 years, and it's come a long way for sure. I mean, it just used to be a alert thing. That's it. Now they're branching out to all this stuff. I know they have like the merch store, Rec Squad, baby. You know.
Dumb stuff. But yeah, no, Streamlabs definitely made it really easier for like beginner streamers or people that just want to begin in streaming. They're like if you ever download Streamlabs OBS, like they pretty much walk you through everything, and you have no overlays. You can like go through and select.
They
like,
give you free overlays too.
Yeah, they just give you. Some
they
cool
set
stuff.
up your encoding properties for you as well, like they auto detect it and everything.
Yep.
Make it all
OBS,
easy.
That was the coolest thing.
The new OBS does it as well now, but like
they do. But they took that from Streamlabs.
Yeah, I see. But with Streamlabs, they kind of just do everything. Like they give your overlays. Like if you want, like, oh, I want these alerts, or hey, I want to be right back. Like they have like all these already dedicated themes, or like you can pay like $1 or something.
Yep. Definitely for a person that wants to try it out for the first time, very user friendly, and they give you a lot of options. So nice, very nice. Yeah, I did notice that too. Just having a lot of different updates and whatnot, which is cool.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Can't complain about more content, more updates.
One thing I wanted to talk about for games before we get into the whole auto chess and all that is I was watching somebody play PUBG the other day, and it looks a hell of a lot better than the last time I saw it. Like they've done quite a bit to up their game a little bit. I mean, the optimization has been a lot better. It seems like there's a lot less bugs in it. And I don't know, everything just looks a lot cleaner than it used to, which I would fully expect by now, but it's still good to see because I always like, out of all the BRs, I really liked PUBG. I like the gameplay of it.
Yeah, it's good to see those games do well because I think PUBG kind of helped BRs really take off, and so I think everyone played PUBG at some point or another. So it's good to see those games do well. And from what I've been reading, you just read threads and stuff, or when someone gets a cool clip or whatnot or whatever, you'll see people just talk about the game, and it seems that it's in a really good place. I know for a fact that the PUBG has that Pro League, and they do a really good job with it, supposedly. A lot of people watch it. I'm not too into it, but they do a really good job with that, and it's been kind of taken off in the BR scene a little bit. But yeah, I mean, that's good to hear. You know, I mean, at this point, you've made so much money on your game, you want to try and make it as good as it can possibly be, you know, not just with content, but, you know, playability and just making it run well. I mean, that was always the biggest thing for me when it came to PUBG, was it just being not very optimized, and it was kind of a turnoff for a lot of people. I'm sure it's a lot better now. I personally haven't played the game in close to a year, so I can't really speak on it too much, but I mean, I've been hearing things around, which is good.
yeah, I guess we can leeway into. I don't know if you guys know what Guardian Con is. They've raised, I think the total right now is 750 million.
Correct.
In what, 3 or 4 days for
Yeah, and
St. Jude and
that
all
was
that.
just like their Guardian, like the blocks for all the streamers and stuff. They're still gonna, I'm sure, have
Yep.
open sources for or people that want to donate to a good cause at the event, I'm sure, and there's gonna be a bunch of fundraisers and things there. But yeah, that's really cool. I know I think King Gathalion and Professor Broman run it, and they yeah, it's crazy. They get all these big broadcasters involved and try to do something for a really good cause. So yeah, it's awesome doing the St. Jude project. I know I was watching a little bit of Dr. Lupo's fundraiser, and that man's
He made like
he made almost $1 million in 4 hours.
Yeah.
It was like $900,000 something in 4 hours for charity. God bless that man. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's really nice to see, you know, the Twitch community and how big it's become now, especially to just come together for events like this to do something for such a good cause, especially for people that really need it. Because I was watching Dr. Lupo's little bit of it before I got my day going, and he had this guy on telling a story about how like the St. Jude stuff basically saved his daughter's life, pretty much. Like it went through this whole story, dude. I was like choking up listening to this thing. I was like, oh my god, dude. But yeah, it goes to a good cause. It's really cool to, you know, have a lot of nice people do things like they did this past week. So, but yeah, if you guys want to donate, I'm sure there's links. Just look up Guardian Con. You know, if you have some extra funds and want to do something for charity, there's always there should always be a website up for that. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's really cool to see stuff like that go down in the community for sure.
Yeah, usually AGDQ and SGDQ, they do a huge, like, massive amount of just the whole speed running. They all come together, like, yeah.
Yep.
They come together, like,
they raise a ton of money
in the winter.
Yeah.
There's so many people that go there too. It's insane. It's like an event, but they raise a ton as well. Yeah, they usually choose Doctors Without Borders as well. Those are two actual, I guess not. What are they, companies, or what's a better word for that? Anyway, I'm not sure, but those are two that charities that I really like. Do appreciate. Would definitely be St. Jude's. They what they do is they make sure, like, if a child in need, that their family has to pay for nothing, like housing, or not necessarily housing,
food,
but like
housing, you know, medical
food,
bills, stuff like that.
Medical bills as well, like that. So they're really good as well. Yep,
definitely do a lot for a lot of people that are in need for sure. So if you have extra funds, check it out. Guardian Con, St. Jude. They're doing a thing. I think their event is at the beginning of July. It's like July 5th or something. So check them out. Yeah, that's that little bit there. So I guess we can move into gaming news and stuff and some more games and whatnot. Since we're on the topic, the whole auto chess, I guess, can we call it its own genre, I suppose? Like,
I would, for sure, yeah.
So I'll have Sparky explain it here in a little bit, because I haven't really delved into it too much. But it's crazy how everyone is kind of trying to dip their toes into the water. It almost feels like how the BR community feels a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh wait, people are playing this a lot. Can we get a little bit of, you know, can we dip our toes in the water a little bit? So Sparky, explain to the people that are watching and listening on what auto chess is, why it's so popular, why it's so fun, and why do you think, you know, people are trying to get their hands in on something that's blowing up like this?
So, in my opinion, auto chess is it's pretty dope. Everyone's kind of making their own. Exactly like you said. I feel like it's like how survival games used to be back in the day. It's like, oh, cool, everyone's making a survival game. Let's make Rust. Let's make a better Rust. And then it's slowly transitioned into battle royales. And so everyone was dipping their toes in the battle royales. Like, oh, we got PUBG Mobile, we got Battle Royale Mobile, you know. And then now I feel like it's venturing towards auto chess. That's where the meta, quote unquote, is shifting. But basically, auto chess is you get a pool of units between yourself and 8 players, to where it's a shared pool. So let's say there's only like 25 of each unit. All right, I'm just giving that throwing out random numbers here. So if I buy a certain unit, that means there's only 24 left in the pool that only the other 8 players can divide amongst themselves or yourself. And basically, you kind of just select units, and each units have their own synergies that you want to get kind of similar units, so that way they share buffs, and then you throw them on the field, and they just automatically. The reason it's called auto chess is because they automatically fight. You don't really do anything. You kind of just select them and place them out, and that's about it, really. But I feel like the reason it's so.
Why is it so popular?
I feel like why it's catching on so much is because it's pretty like you can play it with one hand, really, not even
kind of chill.
I can just I can just click stuff and then drag it onto the field and then let it go away. But it's pretty good with friends as well. There's always that competition level of just smack talk, like even though it's really all RNG based. So it's not like you're like, oh cool, you're way better than me, It's kind of like, okay, cool, you got lucky, man. But it's pretty dope.
It's awesome. It just seems like it's kind of taking storm in a month, you know what I mean? Because it was like a Dota mod, right? Right away, and then Teamfight Tactics Riot stepped their foot in the door and said, "Hey, hold up, we're gonna make some money off of this too," and kind of dropped their own version of the whole Dota auto chess thing. And have you played Teamfight Tactics at all, Sparky? What do you think about it?
Compared to other auto chesses, like I'm generally not a big fan of it, but I mean, like I'll play it still. I'll generally play whatever, as long as my friends are playing. And there's certain things about each auto chess that are different. Like so you got Dota Underlords or something like that. That it's pretty much a standalone version of the old mod. Which there's certain things about that. They have like heroes and like custom things for your team. While this one, Teamfight Tactics, is a lot more item based, I feel. Even though it's still in beta, like there's definitely things they could fix about it. They're tweaking like every other day. You'll see an update for the PBE client. Like it'll go down, so you have to wait in like a 16-hour queue to get in. Even right now, if you log in,
holy smokes!
I logged in earlier today when I woke up, and I'm still at a 14-hour and 29 minutes queue. So it's. I mean, a lot of people are trying it, and I feel like League definitely dipped its toes into the auto chess genre, and it's pulled a lot of I say this ironically, but the quote unquote normie viewers or like normie people, like because a lot of like normal people play League, like they don't take it too seriously,
right?
But now that it's auto chess is on, they're like, hey, this is a new game mode, let me try this, or they get to see like their own like League streamers. League streamers are their own animals. I don't know. I feel like the League community is really weird, but even then, they get to see them playing it, and so they want to try it, and so it's just got tons of people onto it.
Got a lot of traction, right? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see stuff like that happen. I think what's more cool to me is not that it's a cool game, because I like those types of games where you kind of have to buy like some units and figure out your way to try and win the game as quick as possible. But just the fact that it's not a BR that's taking craze. I'm so over the craze of BRs. It's a good change of pace,
I mean, in a way, it is a battle royale, but it's just 8 people. It's kind of like you want to be the last one.
I guess I suppose there's just more strategy involved. I think that's why I like it a little bit more. But yeah, I would love to try it out, but I don't want to wait in queue for a day. You know what I mean?
Oh man, if you're trying to get in some auto chess, like just some general knowledge that'll even help you. You can download Dota Underlords, I believe is what it's called, on Steam. It's free. It's
oh really? There's
they released a standalone thing. You don't have to download Dota anymore. It's just its own thing.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty.
And that's all free to play, correct?
Yeah, it'll definitely give you good knowledge about like how auto chess works. Like there's an economy into it and like everything, like where you want to save money some rounds you want to force yourself to level up.
Yeah, it's really
strategies
cool.
and metas.
So yeah, it's just kind of interesting. It's just taking a craze in like the last month. It's just like, whoa, what is this? I didn't even really know. I mean, I know you were kind of ahead of the wave with it when I was watching you stream it like a couple months back when it was like a mod and stuff. But it just blew up. It's like, whoa, I hit League of Legends boys, picked it up and just took it away.
Like, don't call me a trendsetter.
Look. We're
I
ahead
was
of the
ahead of
game.
the curve.
We
No, I just-
predict things on this podcast. We set trends on this podcast. All right, that's all I'm saying. Okay, Ryan predicted the ending of Game of Thrones. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. You know what I'm saying?
True. I was there.
Yeah, we were all there. Yeah, I need to try it out though. So you said Dota Underlords is like it'll kind of give you or teach you the ropes a little bit for that type of a genre. Or that particular genre, yeah.
And right now in a teamfight tag, there's no really ranked, so it doesn't really matter how you do in games. Like, yeah, you want to win, but
right.
But I mean, soon they're gonna come out with a ranked mode, and it'll be an MMR based system. Or from what I've read, there's actually MMR on the beta client, but it's hidden, and so it doesn't really
Gotcha. Cool.
affect.
Heck yeah. Check it out. Dota Underlords on Steam, free to play. Boom. Not sponsored. # not sponsored. Yeah, I've been really, reason I ask all these questions about these different games is because I've been really looking into I'm doing the Sparky Rex approach to this and just doing full variety. That's kind of how I'm going with streaming now. I think it was like about a week and a half ago now, maybe 2 weeks ago. I just was I had that feeling, because you guys know I've been doing the streaming streak for whatever, almost 600 days or something in a row, which, I mean, it can get strenuous at some points, but it's just kind of like my daily ritual. So whatever, I hop on, I do my thing, whatever. But the other day I had I just had a feeling of just being burnt out. And part of it was because I was playing a ton of Battalion. Like, I love the game, but I was getting burnt out of it. I was getting pretty frustrated. But I just kind of decided to take a step back, because the reason I say that, the reason I give that example is because I had a similar situation, as some of you guys know in the chat and you guys on the podcast, where I almost quit streaming. Like, I straight up almost just quit it because I was so done with just playing one game for literally 2 years. I streamed CS for about 2 years of my streaming career, and I was done with it. So I don't know. I feel like variety for me is the perfect place to just kind of not stress over too much, and I get to try out some new stuff. It's kind of a breath of fresh air for me, because I'd say most of my gaming has been towards the FPS genre, and I'd like to start showing some more love to some other games. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, while you're on that variety train, I'm gonna encourage you to check out a Dark Souls game.
Dark Souls, yeah. That's what everyone says.
It's on sale right now, I think, too.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy.
Oh man,
I was playing Dark Souls 1 the other day.
I saw you playing the Plague Tale, but I couldn't peep too much. I'm probably gonna play the game myself.
Yeah,
so
it's for me personally, best single player game of the year for me. It's not even a full-fledged or a full-priced game either, which is kind of cool. And yeah, the story was good, man. I really liked it. It's definitely different. I won't say too much about it since you're going to play it, but yeah, for me personally, best single player experience of the year for me so far. And I would 100% go play it again. I really liked it. Just the whole medieval, like, dark age theme of it. And all I'm going to say is rats, because there's a lot of rats. But yeah, that is going to be, yeah, you'll like it. I think you'll really like it. It's definitely, and here's the thing, I'm a big advocate for just not enjoying stealth only games. I just really don't like them. This game is very, very stealth only. I enjoyed just about every second of it. I really did. So if that says something, it was just a really fun game. I liked it. So yeah, definitely worth the check out. I think it's like $40 on Steam for at least, I got at least 11 or 12 hours out of the game, and I didn't really take super long time on it. I kind of just played through it, but definitely a solid game for sure.
Another good game I've heard, or not necessarily hot, but like a good game I've heard good reviews about was it's called My Friend Pedro.
Yeah, I was hearing people like, you should play this.
About it too.
I have not played it yet, no, but I've heard some decent things about it. So that'll probably be one I check out as well in the near future.
My Friend Pedro. What is the whole thing on that game?
It's an indie game, and I think it was wasn't it a sort of stealth game where didn't they announce it at E3?
I think so.
They,
Oh, yeah.
I think they did.
I could not
Yeah.
tell you.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's just my time in like my broadcasting career where I try something different, you know. Like I'll still play FPS games, but I don't know. I think it's time to just try some new things out for me personally, because I just don't want to get burnt, you know. That's like the hardest thing for me. It's just being burnt, and you never want to be burnt because then it'll show. Obviously, you're just not gonna have fun, and then if you're not having fun, what's the point? I just don't want to get to that point again, you know. And that's where I was like, ugh, just gonna end up quitting streaming at this point, you know. I was there at one point. I'm like, what am I really doing this for? You know.
I feel you, man. I debate like every week. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing in my life?
Hey, you're getting shiz together though, man. You've been job hunting for a little while. Hopefully sealing the deal in the next week or two, right?
Not by choice. I'm hoping probably this week. I think I'll probably get 2 offers. I did over at like 12 interviews. Pretty much like at least 5 for both positions. But,
nice, dude.
It's a pain in the ass. It really is.
Adult life. Who would have thought, man? Who would have thought that it'd be hard, huh? Oh man.
So I think this week I should get an offer, or at least 2 offers, and I'll have to select from one of those. But with that being said, if I do get those offers, I'm gonna accept one for sure, and then the next week I'll have to load up and move everything, find an apartment. So
cool, dude. Then the stream grind really begins, right?
I mean, I'll have a free month before I start working. So yeah, we'll hit it.
Heck yeah. So what are you gonna do with Classic WoW then, dude? Frick.
I know.
What are you doing, dude? Why are you going out and being an adult and getting a job? Classic WoW is coming out soon. Big dumb.
Real big dumb. I feel it, man.
Just bring your laptop to work, dude. They won't even know. Just do paperwork, man.
The job I want, I'll have to be completely sterile. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know you will, but yeah, that's tough, dude.
But yeah, I mean, hope all goes well. Even now, I've kind of started streaming a little bit, but it's just like
it's kind of
I don't
sporadic.
really feel like I don't feel like putting too much into it. So it's more just kind of like it'll be late night. My friends will be on. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll just like turn it on and just bullshit with the boys, and then I mean, like 10 minutes later, I forget I'm even streaming, and then like I'll see in my chat like someone said something 30 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, they're probably gone, but hey.
See, that's like a good place to be, though. You know what I mean? Where you just don't. I mean, I know it doesn't sound great, but you just don't care. You know what I mean? Where it's just like, dude, I'll just throw on the stream. I think that's a really great place to be, because there's just so many. I should say people in our typical or in our particular category, or I should say size of broadcasts, where it's just like, yeah, you have a lot of friends that watch you, a lot of your OGs that watch you, stuff like that. I just think they take it way too seriously and really worry about, like pushing it too hard. And that's, you can really tell. And that's, I mean, that can relate back to the whole burning out thing. I kind of saw myself just like going way too hard in a particular game or whatever. And I was just like, this isn't fun. I never want streaming to just not be fun for me. I really want to try and put on a show every day or however long you stream and just hang out and kick it with my community. I think that's really important for a lot of people to learn.
Like, yeah, I'd love for more people to be there. More people.
Correct. Who wouldn't?
But I mean, like, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But at the same time, if I stress about it all day,
I mean, that's not getting you anywhere. Stressing about it.
Fuck, like, then I feel like I'm wasting my time. At the same time. But then I have to reflect upon myself and realize, like, when I got into streaming, I was like, oh yeah, cool. I mean, I'll just turn this on, and I mean, I'm gonna be hanging with my boys, and if something funny happens, we'll clip it.
Right. Dude, that was literally the same reason. So, I was a montage boy. I'm like, hey, I see that you can stream, but I can also record at the same time. So I was like, why not do both? So that's how it started for me. I never thought I could make money doing it then, really. I mean, like, yeah, like, oh, I see an 8-shot making money. That would be cool to do. Let me see if I'd like this. And I ended up loving it. And, just things lead to this, where we're right here. But yeah, I just think enjoyment is definitely lacking for a lot of people, man. I don't know. I can really just truly see when someone is not enjoying themselves and they're trying to force it, you know. Just have fun. Make sure you're having fun. Drops mic.
Yeah, I don't. There's definitely a lot of things just about streaming that it's too much to worry about.
It really is.
It's like, okay, well,
Here, Ryan. Let's let Ryan talk. What do you think, Ryan? Like on the whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it for a long time. I've taken multiple breaks from streaming for like months at a time. Not months, probably like whole periods, like I have right now. Right now is because I'm having finals for my classes.
School kind of,
so
yeah, it plays a more important
pretty
role.
Wild right now, but I won't lie that I'm also enjoying my time not streaming because
I think it's healthy.
I think there's a lot of stresses that come with it that I don't think anyone should have, but almost everybody does have.
Well, I mean, I'd be lying to you right now if I said I don't feel stressed out on some days. You know, I mean, I work full-time job. And then I come home. I got to eat really quick, get on, and then just, you know, try to entertain. So, I mean, some days definitely can get to me, but I've been in a really good routine of just not worrying about getting on, I should say. Because, I mean, I know I'm going to get on every day, but I take my time to get on every day now. I don't force and rush myself on, which is, I think it's been helping me out mentally. Just my one-on-one mental game a lot is just not rushing to get on a deadline. So that's the mindset I've been in as of late for me personally.
And also, since I'm going back home in like a couple weeks, I'm not going to be able to stream for about a month and a half anyways. So it's kind of like that whole thing where it's like, well, I mean, hey, I might as well try and enjoy my time on my computer alone as I can, because soon I'm going to be missing out on, you know, games for a month and a half. So, but I haven't been playing nearly as many games as I was before just because of school. So once this is over, which my last final is tomorrow.
Oh, baby.
Then I'll likely stream a little bit here and there, but not too much because I'm going back up to home. So
nice.
And then that goes back to that other thing where once I'm done with school a year from now, I have police academy for 7 months. So I won't be touching a single thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So that's gonna be where streaming is gonna be gone for that time too.
Yeah, that's a big commitment, man. So for the whole police academy thing, how do they break it down? So is it just 7 months for everyone, or
no? So it depends what station you're trying to. I'm going to go for state police in Connecticut, and it's kind of like it's I won't say it is like military training, but it's very similar in a lot of ways.
Right.
But it's not like insanely strenuous from what I saw. It's a lot of cardio type stuff, push-ups, sit-ups, all that. But yeah, it depends what you're going for. It depends where it is. Everybody does it differently. So I'm excited though, because
I'm excited for you, man. That's a big change.
Graduate, man. Yeah, state police pay very well too. So I straight out of there, I'm going to be making about 58K. So
nice.
It's a good chunk of money right
away.
Be
praying for you out on the streets, brother. That's not an easy job everyone can do. You know what I mean? Should be getting paid way more than that.
I do agree, but the state police in Connecticut over the past 20 years, there's only been 2 deaths, and one of them was health related. Another one was vehicular manslaughter. Obviously bad shit, but 2 over 20 years is not nearly as bad as it is somewhere in Florida, California, Chicago, or some shit, you know. And none of those were gun violence related. So it's pretty good.
It's a pretty safe area.
Yeah, compared to a lot of other areas, it's going to be a lot safer. So that's mainly what I'm looking for, somewhere where obviously I'm going to be trained properly, but also where it's not so gun violence related or any of that, because I mean, if I have the choice not to deal with that, I'm gonna do that.
Right.
But also, um, I'm likely going for detective work after
Oh
5
yeah, you
years,
did mention that.
and uh, in Connecticut right now, there's a very, very bad opioid problem, and like a lot of the real hard drugs. There's a lot of bad issues going on with that right now. So my prediction is within the next 2 years or so, there's going to be a lot of real big busts when it comes to hard drugs. Kind of want to get involved with that because it's my hometown, so I don't want it to be filled with a bunch of druggies and fucking shitty people being there selling drugs to kids and shit.
Yeah, there's a real
So
big
there's a lot of personal connection to it, so I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, there's a real big opioid problem pretty much all across America.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It has to
it's
do with like
wild,
pharmacies
man.
and stuff, and just like, I mean, you get addicted to painkillers so easily, so it's like I get it, but at the same time, it's a lot of just doctors overwriting scripts and stuff. I mean, that's just the way it starts, and then
And you get
once
freaking addicted to
once you
them.
develop an addiction, like you have a physical or like mental need for that, so
Mhm.
you're out. But that's a whole rabbit hole in its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks because there really are a good amount of ways to get out of that stuff, although not easily obtainable to everybody, whether it's because their insurance, whether it's their pay in general not being there to pay for the treatment, whatever. But I mean, it's sad. It really is. I know a lot of people went to high school with who have died because of drug overdose and all that, and it's just crazy to me because I knew them and I was like, I would never expect this person to do
OD.
such insane drugs.
Right.
Like there's so much more to life than doing that shit. Like that, everybody knows the outcome of that shit. You're gonna get addicted or worse.
Yep.
So
Just like,
I don't know.
yeah, just like Sparky was saying, it's like kind of once you get a taste of something, it's just like you only want more and more and more, and then at that point, it's just a whole rabbit hole. And good luck getting out if you're addicted to something that hard. I mean, I couldn't even imagine, dude. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Yeah. I think one of my best examples of like when someone's addicted to drugs. You guys remember in Breaking Bad when Jesse is withdrawing from or I think it was the meth itself. He was like having really, really bad withdrawals from it because he was trying to get off it so badly. I think that is the scariest part about it is once you're in it, it's one of the hardest things to get out of.
Dude, drugs, period, like any kind of drug, even fucking caffeine. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like I got withdrawals too. That shit sucks. Like, you ever go like back in the summer, like every day is like, okay, cool, I'll drink two bangs a day, but like not like super consistently, but every now and then I'll hit them. But I mean, I still drink coffee every now and then, and just like you go the next day and you start to get headaches. And you're like, dude, why do I have a headache? Like I feel fine, but
that's why
withdrawals from fucking drugs. Like, that's what it is. Like, it feels
coffee is the
terrible.
best legal drug there is, and I'm addicted to it. So, well, to an extent, I'm on the whole bang train as well. I can just slam 2 of those a day and I'd be fine. Like it's a great little caffeine high when you're in it, but like I'll go like days and days and days without drinking caffeine just because I don't want to get to the point where I have to live off of it, you know what I mean? I have to have it to live type of thing, so I take days off of or weeks off of the energy drinks. I'll try and take like a week off of caffeine to an extent. Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, we do the same comparison here with snacking, eating snacks and shiz, it's the same thing, just a different consuming it differently. But
yeah, and that's something I always found interesting was the comparison of things that are legal and things that are illegal. Did you guys hear? I forget if it was like South Carolina or some shit, but they made it so you have to be 21 to buy cigarettes. And I
really,
yeah, so that just made me question. I'm just like, okay, so it's that question that's been going on for years, where it's like you can buy cigarettes that will definitely do
Kill
harm
you.
to your body no matter what, but you can't get marijuana that has been proven to cure multiple diseases that people have or
Doesn't make sense.
symptoms.
You can compare it to alcohol too. Alcohol kills you. Like it literally just kills you if you have so much of it, you know? It does. And
yeah,
and you know, we've all had some fun with it. You know, you can't lie. But like, you know, if you're going to have that legal, you know, why not, you know, regulate certain things, tax it and figure it out? I don't understand it. I really don't. But
I think Colorado legalized
Some psilocybin, bro. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
oh yeah,
yeah.
the
Yeah,
I can't think of the
mushrooms.
name of the word.
Yeah.
Hallucinative drugs. That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Psilocybin.
There you go.
But so there's been stuff. I mean, I've done a lot of medical studies and stuff because of fucking, you know, I mean, I guess my
It's your
choice of
profession.
study.
Yep.
Yeah. But so I mean, addiction in itself is they're finding out more like as time goes on that it's more genetic like related, like
Oh, I
there's
believe
something in
it.
your genes that like or that like not necessarily requires, but like makes people get addicted to things a lot better. Like it's just like if your parents got addicted to something, I mean, you're more likely to. This is the way genetics work and stuff. I've always found myself like in a mental battle with stuff, like not necessarily addiction or nothing, but I'm just kind of like even like cigarettes. I used to smoke cigarettes whenever we were like 18, like just
Just because you
like
can.
I mean, we were just 18 being
Yep.
retarded, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. But and then but I've always had the feeling in my head, I'm like, I don't really like something having power over me of my own like self choice. So but that's been like my own like just mentality on it. But I honestly think that I just don't have the addictive trait that some people do have, and so
Yeah.
I'm fortunate enough to not be able to do that.
Well, I mean, you said like the whole genetic thing you brought up is a good point too, because like let's just say you know whatever your mom was smoking a pack a day when you were born. You know, I mean, there's gonna be a very high likely chance that
Yeah.
you're gonna be smoking by whenever you can get a cigarette in your hand. You know, it's just some people just can't kick it right away. It's sad. It's really sad, but that's just the sad truth of it.
It's
You know.
that it's
Just a readily
having a
available
highly addictive personality. My father's side has a lot of that with food, with alcohol, stuff like that. And I definitely see some symptoms of that for myself and certain things in life, but
Mhm.
not. That's the thing is I've been very fortunate not to lean towards the alcohol and all of that.
Right.
I've always been very cautious when it comes to it because I know the potential of danger of that, and it's
Especially
really
if it's
sad.
in your blood, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
you never know.
Yes,
one
exactly.
or two nights in a row could lead to something pretty dangerous if you're not careful. And that's
right.
I mean, that's not what people want to hear, I'm sure, but I mean, that's really just the truth of the matter. You know, I've seen it happen. I really have. It's also really sad to see someone go through it and you can't do much about it besides, try to talk to them. It's like, oh my God, like get some help. You really want to help.
Yep.
But it's definitely I think it's good that Colorado's decriminalized psilocybin. There's definitely been some cool studies and research through hallucinogenics as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that's the greatest part is the avenues that they have now to do that research. Since it's legalized, it's going to be.
mhm.
I can't wait for years from now what they find out because, I mean, if people are doing it in a healthy way, I think it could
Yeah.
definitely have some positive effects.
Like
on
I've read
people.
some studies where like MDMA and like some psilocybin and stuff, they just kind of they help treat depression a lot, kind of like reset your brain, I guess, in a way. I mean, granted, this is with everything. Like, take it with a grain of salt, whatever I say, but like everything is beneficial for you in some amount. It's just the quantity you do. Like going out in the sun is great for my skin. It's great for vitamin D.
Vitamin D.
But if I stay out in the sun all day,
You
all the
gonna
ultraviolet rays
burn.
are going to give me cancer.
Yep.
So like everything's good until you start getting excessive amount. So
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure there's some drug that's probably 100% not good for you, but
Oh, there's a lot of stuff that's not really good for you.
yeah.
We could talk about how the number or how sugar is the number one drug in the world, or at least the U.S.
processed sugars and shit.
Dude,
Exactly.
all
And
the,
I mean, a lot of
yeah.
things I listen to, like maybe like just bro science talking, but I mean, they're definitely real people that have done their own studies, and maybe there's certain things manifested in certain directions that like it's kind of biased towards an opinion. But I mean, this is just all hearsay from what I've heard. I don't really have any strict. I can't give you any facts or papers.
Right. Yeah, I don't know too much about the that side of the like the hallucinogen drugs and stuff like that. But it's if I think I don't know. What do you guys think on like different states kind of just deciding that? Like if one state wants to just do this type of thing or that type of thing, and just that state's good with it, that's cool. Making their own laws and stuff.
I mean, generally that's the way kind of our government works. It's kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, cool. Or like in Texas, I can only legally have 6 dildos, but if I go to Florida, I can. It's an actual law, by the way.
Is that really real?
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like if I go to Florida or something, dude, Florida's the Wild West out there, dude. I don't know. Florida's scary.
Yeah, they do whatever they want out there. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely cool. Like, and if certain things work in certain states, then other states start to adopt it. Like the way Colorado and marijuana, and then it's kind of just branched, really.
Right. I mean, it's just only a matter of time, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there's gonna just with the whole drug talk that we're on now, like, there's always gonna be dangerous users of anything. Just bottom line, there's always gonna be someone that is using it for the not, they're just not in the right mindset for certain things, and it's just not going to benefit them in the long run, obviously. But for the people that use things responsibly, because there's a lot of people that I'm sure use marijuana responsibly. Sure, there's a lot of people that drink very responsibly. Why limit it, to just those two things? I just, I think it's only a matter of time for the most part,
I don't know. I mean, I honestly, myself, I believe in just kind of like free choice. Like, I mean, if you give everyone access to something like where you can go buy it and it's taxed and it's mandated, it's not like you don't just get it for free, but it's taxed.
But
it's readily available. Right. Like you'll have those every now and then users now that'll are like, because it's new and they're like, oh, cool, I want to try it, But like, I mean, you're not gonna have full blown up people like, oh shit, heroin's legal.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go get some, Like,
right.
Like I never done that before. Like you still have those people that are just gonna make the choice.
Yeah,
if it's easily available and people dispose like of their needles and stuff, you get less people getting harmed. Heroin addicts aren't gonna start like robbing people or aren't gonna be continually robbing people for money, to get access to all these things, or raiding pharmacies and stuff,
Yeah, that's wild. I couldn't even imagine being on something like that.
Imagine waking up every day. Oh, sorry. Go on.
No, go. It's all good. So while we were talking about the topic of marijuana, because I'm so interested in criminal justice and all of that, I decided to look into this because I heard about it here and there, but I never really looked at statistics for it. But since the legalization of marijuana, DUI cases overall have dropped 15% in Colorado.
Really?
And
do you think that just correlates relates to that specifically?
I think what it is people having the choice to go for marijuana instead of something like alcohol, for instance. DUI is still considered if you're high behind the wheel. For most cases, I think, and I'm sure there's statistics that can back this up, that a DUI will happen to people that drink alcohol before it happens to somebody that smokes some weed. I think someone would crash more definitely if they drank instead of smoked weed. I mean, I've seen people, I've been in cars with people after they had smoked marijuana, and I don't see as big of a negative effect on their mental state. I know the first thing that marijuana affects is judgment in your brain. So that definitely could have an effect on your driving. But I mean, I don't know. From 2014 to 2017, a drop of 15%. That's a lot.
It's a lot
for DUIs. That's a big chunk. That's a good amount of people not getting pulled over and checked. But then you could take that to, oh, maybe the police force after 2014 decided to stop worrying about DUI cases and instead focused on maybe like black market or something like that.
Right.
But I don't know. I think it's still something interesting to look at. Also, I know there was in Colorado when they legalized marijuana, I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, they said how because they were able to tax it, that helped with funding for police, schools, whatever, in like so many different ways. I mean, it was just such a huge
Yep.
benefit to the state.
Right.
And those are just examples of things that I
Just a
think
few.
could definitely benefit from legalization of something that honestly should never have been illegal in the first place. I mean,
Yeah.
I know people who do smoke marijuana and they shouldn't. They do it too much. They don't have priorities straight ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But then there's your
but
responsible user too. You know what I mean? I know quite a
right,
few
so
friends that use and are perfectly functionable people of society. You know what I mean?
and that brings the question. It's like, okay, so you're gonna say that because Tom here doesn't have his shit together, so he shouldn't be able to buy a weed legally, but he can go buy a fucking bottle of Jack at the store
Exactly.
down the road. Like,
Right.
why is he able to get shit faced, but he can't get high and eat Cheetos on the couch? Like, why is that?
Yeah.
Why does that difference even exist? I don't get it.
I mean, even like the severity, like you were kind of comparing like the driving under the influence with smoking and drinking, and the severity of it. How would, like, let's just put it into this perspective. Let's just say weed's legal in every state. How are, coming from your side too, how would a police officer be able to press judgment on someone if they have smoked way too much and are not or should not be on the road? How are people gonna be able to do that? Let's just say it, like, in the future. I don't know how long in the future, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
how are they going to track that if someone's, how can you really tell if someone's, I mean, obviously if a police officer's following you or whatever and you can't drive, but like, what would be like a legal limit, what's a proper legal limit to all that? Like, you can only smoke half of this joint. Like, you know what I mean? Just random stuff.
And another interesting thing you could look at is, I don't know if you guys have ever looked into it, the prison system in the United States, but it's heavily overpopulated to the point where it's just fucking ridiculous. Like,
right.
And you guys have probably heard the story of the guy who's sentenced to prison for the rest of his life because of I'm assuming it was intent to sell, and it was a very high amount of marijuana.
Okay.
And just sooner or later I'm going to look into it, but I'm sure there's a large chunk of people who are in prison right now for marijuana charges that
shouldn't be in
definitely shouldn't be in there. I mean, that's not to say that they won't go deal a different kind of drug, but
right.
I don't know. Let's say we legalize it in all states across the US. Do you think there's going to be drug dealers dealing weed?
No.
I don't think so. No.
Why would they? They'd be outsold by, I mean, they'd be probably, one thing I would guess is that these companies would be bought out and tried to, like, be all monopolized for weed because they would be so popular. You know what I mean?
Right.
So why would anyone in their right mind try and sell, on the streets? It wouldn't make sense. It'd be so.
I saw in California that there's some people that still deal in Cali, but just because it's taxed, so I don't know, it's taxed.
I mean, unless you're making something that's so different that you can only get it by someone that makes it a special way, maybe. I mean,
I just from personal experience, Massachusetts decriminalized it, which is right next to Connecticut, my home state, and all I ever hear is, well, when I buy it from the legit store, that shit is fucking top notch. Like, that is,
I mean, I believe it.
The very, very, you know what you're getting kind of thing. I mean, it's safe. In some ways it's safer, but in other ways it's kind of like, oh, the government can do whatever they want with it. But I mean, so could the dude that you're buying from.
Exactly.
He can sprinkle some fucking angel dust on top of that and you won't even know it. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of benefits. I mean, when it comes to policing, for instance, that's less time spent looking for drug dealers that are selling weed.
Right.
There's, I mean, well, for instance, another thing here is the percent of drivers in fatal car crashes who tested positive for Delta 9 THC level decreased from 11.6% in 2016 to 7.5% in 2017.
Hmm.
I mean, that's almost a 5% decrease in deaths right there from legalizing weed. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I feel
it
like
seems like there's way more
kind of,
benefits than there is harm. I mean, there's obviously going to be harm with something you overdo, but you know.
Yeah, and I think it would be interesting for someone to make the argument for why it shouldn't be legalized. I know people do. It's kind of hard to take those people seriously because the reasons are kind of like, oh, because it hurts the kids and this, that, the other thing. And there was cases where kids ate edibles, like young kids ate edibles thinking that it was just a normal brownie or something, and then they OD'd in some way from the THC, and it's just like, well, what the fuck were the parents doing?
Well,
Why
yeah,
were they leaving
exactly.
that
First of
around?
all, can't be leaving that around kids. Second of all, an edible would murder me. Like, dude, there's no shot.
Yeah.
I probably couldn't handle that. You know what I mean? So it's like you expect a
Right.
child to handle that shiz, dude. And then lastly, like, I mean, there's obviously going to be some sort of an age requirement to purchase said thing. So, I mean, we're slimming down the chances here quite a bit.
Oh, dude, edible. Every time I go to TwitchCon, I'll usually go to the dispensary and just buy like a small pack of edibles, and I'll just chill. My friend who went not too long ago
freaked out, probably like me. I'd freak out. So I know
like,
I would.
Or like the ones I bought, they just sell these cookies or whatever, and I was like, okay, dude, I'm gonna take a half of what I think I can take because I don't like normally smoke or nothing else. So I took like a fourth of a cookie, and I'm like, all right, cool. And like 5 hours, if I'm still feeling it, like I'll take the other quarter, you know. And like I was fine, but my friend, he was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat a whole cookie. And like that night, he like wakes me up freaking out. I was like, bro. And I was like, what? He's like, I think I'm having a stroke.
Yeah, I've seen people freak out.
I'm too scared, bro. I feel like I could end
up calling the ambulance, and like EMS comes and has to check this dude out. He goes to the hospital, and like he's in a different complex and stuff, and like I just like seeing the next day at the event, and I was like, oh yeah, you have an eventful night, and he's like just fucking shaking his head, but he was still eating cookies like the whole event. Like he would eat just less though. It's just you gotta eat very little.
Yeah, I could probably handle it, but that's exactly what I'm scared of right there. Is just like the freak out moment, you know? It's like, dude, I'm dying. Like, you know. Oh man.
I've done mushrooms one time as well, and that's so good. Like,
see, the thing with those,
once you eat them, it's like you buckle up. Like there's nothing, you gotta wait. That's all you can do. It's like there's nothing else you can do. I was like, all right, we're going for a ride for 8 hours. I'll see you. That's
a different type of thing, because don't you have to be in? Well, they say like you have to be in a right environment to do that, or you should be
a very comfortable environment.
That's like if you're gonna do like a ton. Like I'm talking like almost like multiple grams. Like normally people do like you could do like at least probably maybe up to a gram and like of mushrooms and still be like I can still be coherent and talk with you, you know, and we could still have conversations. It might be a little spaced out, but you can still be coherent. I mean, I wouldn't drive on anyone for sure. But I mean, you could like go walk around in the park if you want or anything like that. like some I know somebody that does like a gram of mushrooms and he'll just they go bike riding through town. Like I'm like, all right, cool, man, whatever.
It's crazy. Just like, I don't know, I've heard so many people say like, yeah, I had a bad trip or whatever on these.
That's
the first time I did them, I had a bad trip too, but like it's still, again, it's the environment. Like it was like 12 of us and we were watching one of the UFC fights, and I was like, I wonder if they're kicking in yet. And all of a sudden, like the cage starts spinning, and like it was like a real bloody fight. And this dude's like bleeding from every orifice. Like, oh my god! I was like, I gotta go. And so like, I called my girlfriend at the time to come pick me up, and I was like, hey, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, pick me up. Let's go. She's like, all right, well, I'm going to some party though, so I don't know if you want to go to that. And I was like, anything. And then I go to this party. There's so many people there. I'm just losing my fucking mind. Like,
oh my god.
And I'm like, dear God, I just want to go home. Can I sit in your car, babe? And she's like, yeah, sure. And like on the way to the car, I see one of my friends, and he's like, like, yo, Sparky. And I was like, what's up? And like, I guess he can see my eyes or whatever. He was like, so you heard about the shrooms are going around? And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm on them. And he was like, I can tell. That's why I asked. And I was like, I'm going to the car. And
So have a controlled environment is what Sparky's saying.
Yeah, I know some people who have had bad trips, and it's changed them for forever because it was like
It was that traumatic. Dude, I'm scared of that.
He was in a shitty mindset going into it. He was in a shitty mindset during it. It was just, it was really, really bad. I could explain it more sometime, but it was just.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah,
I've had friends for sure.
I wasn't there when it happened, but it definitely changed part of him. That's
if
for
you do
sure.
excessive psychoactive, I guess, drugs and stuff, like they're more open to like kind of what's it called? I don't want to say, I can't think of the proper word, but kind of reactivate like if people that are like borderline schizophrenic or like have mild schizophrenia or anything like that. So that's often like what you hear about people getting like kind of like stuck in like their own mind. It just kind of opens up. I mean, it kind of really opens up your mind for sure a lot, but at the same time, like it releases that within them that they become more actively like paranoid or more actively schizophrenic and stuff. So kind of, if you are prone to that, it can kind of screw you up in the long run. But that's like with an excessive loot, like with an excessive amount of any psychoactive thing, like you kind of lose all being of who you are, like for a bit. You know, you kind of realize that like you kind of drop your ego dies. It's called ego death or something like that. Where you kind of realize that you're kind of just a cog in like the whole major world.
Ooh,
I know there's some crazy stuff,
dude. That's scary, bro.
Yeah, at the end of the day, what I always say is it's definitely not for everyone. And
yeah, for sure.
If you're not in a good mental state, stay away from that shit because it's
for sure
dangerous.
Man,
but yeah, there's definitely sometimes that people like that it changes them for the better. Like they kind of get their shit on track,
yeah,
like, after a while.
There has been studies where like it's opened up like it does something with your brain where it literally opens up a whole new thought process for yourself that you never would have had unless you did it. And it's just like that's where it always comes down for me. It's like, dude, I can't wait to see what kind of research comes out of it 2 to 3 years from now. It's just going to be so interesting to see, you know, what benefits there are for like certain people.
It is interesting because I feel like we're just scratching the surface with this stuff, you know. It's really interesting to talk about and hear like different people's experiences. But could you imagine, you know, maybe even a little longer, let's just say a decade down the road from now, you know, what if they find out that this said thing, you know, cures some cancers or like, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? Who knows? We don't know yet. Yeah, it's just crazy. That the depth, I mean, some of this stuff can go so in depth.
You want to get into fucking Alex Jones and the Wood Elves, bro? We'll go down there.
I saw him there. Get on the whole all the crazy conspiracy stuff, dude. That's the hard part with
that podcast. Like I finally started listening to it on the way home.
I've listened to both of them a couple times,
and like he's just going off and just like, yo, you need to slow down. Hold on. Like, you're going from one rabbit hole to the other. Like, it's like, hold on, I don't get this. He's like, I know you know, Joe. I was like, whoa, bro.
Oh my gosh, that dude's a comedian, man. It is kind of crazy how like he can cite. I mean, I don't believe everything he says, obviously, but you got to give the dude credit where credit's due. He can cite a lot of stuff off of the top of his head just from documents. Like it's actually mind blowing, to be honest. Like, I mean, the whole the whole spacing of conspiracy theories it's dangerous because they're so fun, you know what I mean? Because it's like once you find out that, you know, because there's a lot of conspiracy theories that have been proven to be true, which is the whole kind of scary but also like whoa part. It's like, what if everything's a conspiracy, bro? You know what I'm saying? So like that's kind of where he's probably at, you know, not everyone, but I mean, conspiracies are fun, man. They really are. So I don't know. Let the man be him, I suppose. But I definitely don't agree with everything he says. But that's a funny ass dude, man. Oh, conspiracies, dude. I don't want to get into it, but because we could just go for hours on it. But
wild one.
There's some crazy ones though.
You guys think aliens exist?
Yes, dude, 100%.
Sure.
There has to be other life out there.
That they do not.
Bro,
exist.
Do you know how small we are in the universe? Yeah. Come on, dude. Let's just be real.
I don't see how people could be like, no, God says we're the only beings he ever created and all this stuff.
In this universe, like, maybe. Or in this solar system.
There's no
maybe.
way that there are not other beings out there. No fucking way.
Religion itself is fucking wild to me. Like, I mean, it's cool if you're religious and that's what you want to believe and everything. But to me, I'm just like, what the fuck? You're gonna whatever. All right.
Yeah, I feel you.
But I mean, I'm pretty agnostic myself. I don't really.
Cool. I think.
As long as you're not forcing on me, I don't have a problem with it.
With all that Mars stuff and all that, it's just interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's too big. There's too much to not have some sort of alternate, just being.
I saw the stat that there are more planets in space and like in the known, I guess, universe, galaxy, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know. I know that big. Then there are like grains of sand on every single beach. Like,
that just.
And have you ever picked up a cup and just like tried to count the grains of sand? Good luck. Like, let me know how far you get.
Like that's like scary but amazing and just beautiful at the same time. It's like, whoa. Yeah,
there's things I don't know. Like once I start getting into space and stuff, like stuff is just like so fucking colossal. Like I can't even wrap my head around it. Just like how much bigger the sun is than the Earth. Like I've never been to all of Earth. Right? Imagine, all the sun.
It's crazy. It's just mind blowing, dude. I don't know, but hey, I'm a flat earther though.
Oh, dude, it's
I'm
like
kidding.
A pizza box that's like caved in, right?
Yeah. See, I'm gonna walk off the edge, Sparky. I'm gonna FaceTime you. I'm gonna walk off the edge, or
we're gonna go to the ice wall together.
Yeah, let's go, dude. Let's go.
All right.
Oh, there's actually people out there that believe that. There's actually people out there. There's probably like a Facebook group out there right now that's talking about it as we speak.
Natural selection will take care of those people. Don't worry about.
I don't know, dude. Bro, they're gonna fly out and live on the moon, bro. Live on Mars. Like I told you. Oh wait, it's not flat. There's like physical video evidence of the Earth being like being round, but no, they faked every video.
Ice wall yet or no?
No.
Here, hold on. Let's see if I can pull one up.
But,
young Jamie, pull one up.
Yeah, young Jamie, pull one up real quick. What? See, that's like can go to the whole conspiracy thing too. It's like those people just have to believe everything, or they must have to think that everything's a conspiracy. You know what I mean? Like what? Why else would you think something that ridiculous? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Some people. Like they faked everything. Everything isn't real. The simulation.
Oh, dude, people that think the moon landing's fake.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Definitely interesting to those people. They're definitely interesting people, that's for sure. I don't know, man. We're deep. We're pretty deep, this podcast, just all over the place. Jeez, where did this even start off at? I don't even know where we backtracked from this.
I think we're at like...
Oh, hallucinative drugs. That's what it was. Okay, and then, yep, there it goes. Yep. Bad trips to the flat freaking Earth, dude. How do we get back on track? Has anyone got something for that?
I mean, I could just bring it up what I saw in the chat. That you see that new KFC Cheeto burger?
Okay, I haven't.
Oh
I
god.
don't
It
think
looks
I'm gonna
disgusting.
try it
Like,
because it looks
actually
horrible.
disgusting.
It
I'm
looks
probably gonna
terrible.
try it. I'll let you know. I'll give you a food review.
Dude, you know, that could be a weekly segment. Sparky Rex food reviews. All right.
I don't listen. I'm really picky. I don't even eat ketchup. I don't
That's
eat nothing.
right. Never
I don't
mind.
eat
Forget
shit,
you,
so-
dude. I had a cool
I mean, I'll
idea.
try it, but I won't like it.
I know you want. Yeah, this stuff sucks. Like, it's every week.
Ass, bro. Ass.
I forgot you're a picky eater. Oh man.
The way it is.
Hey. Sometimes,
You like
dude.
egg rolls or no?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
It depends though. I mean, you can make them different ways, but I mean, my grandma used to make them handmade too. So like
okay.
I get them. I was spoiled. My mom's made them handmade too. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely tell the difference in quality. But I mean, I'll eat egg roll. Like,
Okay.
but there are a few things I won't eat. I don't like eat. Like, do you eat olives out of the jar? I don't like olives out of the jar at all.
No, I don't like olives.
Okay,
at all.
so I'm not the
I don't
only
like
one.
olives, period.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Nope.
Yeah, like olives are like the one thing that I don't like at all. I'm trying to think of other things. I'm a very non-picky eater. I'll pretty much eat everything, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, olives. I just don't like them that much. I don't know what it is, man. But yeah, I'm the complete opposite of Sparky. I'll literally eat. I'll try something. I'll try it all. I'll like a lot of it.
But yeah. I mean, as I've gotten older, I've started to try stuff. Like I try to try new
Palate
things
change
every day, or I'll try to try something new. Maybe in case I just won't know if I never try it. I won't know. So I'll be like, okay, cool. I'll try a new thing. And I'm like, oh, that was yucky. No,
No, never again.
no, never again. Or I usually try things twice. Right?
I respect that. You do try them twice, so you're like, you know what? Maybe for the first experience wasn't the
Yeah.
best. Try it
Maybe
again.
they just got lucky the first time.
Yeah, right. Yo, I know what you probably don't. You probably don't like sushi. You're probably a non-sushi guy.
I do like sushi.
You
actually.
do? Really? That's like, see, I feel like sushi or like those types of like foods where it's, like fish cut up, this mixed with this, and we're gonna combine this, make something cool. People don't mess with seafood or sushi really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm thinking to myself, it's one of my favorite things to eat in the world. Like,
Yeah.
I could sushi any day of the week,
So
dude.
Since I've started eating and like liking sushi, it's like led me to open to it. I kind of want to try fish. Like I want to try. I think it's called salmon. Yeah, I want to try salmon. I have never had salmon.
You've never
before.
had salmon,
Oh,
Sparky?
bro.
Oh,
Get like a wood grilled salmon or something.
a smoked salmon, Ryan. Oh, yeah, dude.
See, I've never had, so
Salmon
I want
is
to try that,
very,
but I don't want to
very
like.
good.
I don't want to go someplace and order food and be like, get a salmon and be like take a bite and be like, oh, this is, like,
As long as it's grilled or something, you're good. Honestly, it's really good though. It's good for you, but it's also like fucking so tasty.
It's
I could eat
super good
that
for
or
you.
a steak. Like it'd be hard for me to choose between the two because
Okay,
it's
okay.
so.
You know what's actually really good, Ryan? It might sound weird to some people, but you put like a little dab of like either chive sour cream or just like normal sour cream mixed with the salmon, and it's like the
I've
perfect
seen
like
people
the
do that,
perfect
yeah.
combination with it. Oh, dude, so good. Yeah, dude. Fish. Dang, Sparky's turned into less picky of an eater now. He changed my mind today.
no, I'm still really picky. Trust me, but it's just.
But like,
I'll
it's
try
just
new
funny that you're a picky eater, but you like that type of food. Because I feel like a lot of people like, no, sushi, gross. Fish, gross. They just won't do it at all. Any seafood. But dude, seafood, hey, you take me for a crab dip, like some crab legs, bro. Whew, it's going down,
Dude, I've never had like maybe like crab or anything or like any like super shellfish. I mean, I eat shrimp, and I've had.
You've never had
crawfish
crab
before,
though?
but- Yeah, I've never had crab. I don't think so.
Dude. Man, whenever we go to an event, we're getting a list of what Sparky hasn't eaten, and we're gonna pick something there, dude.
What about like lobster tail or lobster?
No, I've never had lobster either.
That's like
Rich.
oh,
It's
that is that good.
like
like
lobster
dipped in butter or
tails,
some shit?
Ryan.
Yeah, literally
dunk it in
all you have
butter.
to do is dip it in
Oh,
butter or
Dude, oh, it's so good.
Yo,
It's dripping all over your face to you, and you just don't care because it's that good.
you could just
This
do it
chick I
without
went
butter
to-
too.
Oh, it's kind of sweet though too. Like,
This
It's
chick I
good.
went to nursing school with. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's a heavier girl. She's actually my cousin,
mhm.
but like she's a pretty big girl, and she's like, she was telling this story. She's like how she used to eat butter, like just straight up, like the stick. She'd peel it like a banana and just take a bite. And so like we'd get in arguments. I'd be like, Monica, shut the fuck up. You eat butter. She'd be like, all right. All right, fair enough.
Put me in the coffin, please. Dude, that's so gross.
Like, and I was like, what the fuck? That's so disgusting.
That's so gross, dude. Like, not even like good butter either. Just like that. Just throw it on there. Like, yeah, I'll overdo the butter on the toast sometimes. And yeah, sure. I'll eat that with the bread. That's okay. But when you skip the bread part and just your butter, you're eating it off the stick, dude. We gotta sit down and have a talk here. You know what I'm saying? We got a bigger problem on our hands. Yeah, that's like some weird food. That's like a food addiction type of thing almost. You know what I mean? Like you're not hungry, but you're just gonna eat something because it's there. Type of like, oh. I'm sure I have something weird that I like too, though. Like like some weird craving. You know what I mean? Maybe not that weird, but.
You guys try like I think it's called pho.
Oh, dude, pho. Oh, bruh.
It's pretty good.
Bruh.
It's pretty good.
Let's go on a pho date right now. Let's go, dude.
I'm down. I ate some not too long ago. When I was in San Antonio.
Go to a good joint and just ooh. Yeah, dude, I'm down for that. I don't know. I'm really not picky. I really am not. I'll be like, yeah, you trying to go try this? Yeah, sure. I mean, I've had like live calamari, dude, or not even like fried. Just like I've had octopus before. Like
I have too. Yeah,
it's not
I've
bad.
had fried calamari. When it's real bad, when it's like not cooking, it tastes like rubber bands. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm just chewing on rubber bands.
Yep. And it's some sort of urchin that you're chewing on. Yep. I've had octopus. I've had plain squid before. I'm trying to think of some other weird things I've eaten. Have you guys ever had calamari, or is it called calamari?
Yeah, calamari.
The fish eggs, right? Yeah, I've never had that.
I haven't either. All I ever hear is how like
textury,
expensive it is. So.
Inexpensive.
Wait, calamari
and
octopus. You're talking about
Did I say calamari?
Yeah.
What is the fish eggs called?
That's what it's called.
Is it?
I don't know. Well, I think calamari is octopus, or like squid.
I must be tripping. I don't know.
Yeah, calamari squid.
What is the fish eggs? Caviar. That's what it is. God, I'm an idiot, dude. I knew it was some sort of
okay.
Yeah, caviar. I couldn't think of the freaking. That's me. That's on me. No, dude. I would try anything though. I mean.
Oh, caviar.
Yeah, caviar is like the little black fish eggs that is super expensive.
That's what.
You were thinking it, but we were just kind of flew past us. Yeah, I feel like Sparky wouldn't like caviar though. Who knows if I would even like caviar?
What about have you tried escargot? Would y'all try the snails?
Oof. See, now that's something. I don't know.
I don't know if I would.
Depends.
Soda was in Paris like recently with his mom, and
did they try them?
And they tried them, and they sounded like they weren't bad, but it's just the idea that you're eating a snail. You know?
So what is it? It's just like a fried snail, or what? What's the basis behind it? I don't really know. I've heard of them. I've seen them. I'd probably try them. I probably would. You can mark me down for it. I probably would try it though. Definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't order it, but I mean, I don't know. What about oysters? I've never tried oysters.
Oysters are really good. Yep. Oysters are really good. I like them. How about clams? Like a good clam chowder? Do you ever have like a really good clam chowder? Oh, Sparky. Yeah, we gotta go some places and just eat some food, man. Yeah, like good. I had a good clam chowder in Florida, dude, and it was banging. Oh, dude, you know what? Okay, since I'm talking Florida here, dude, I had the best fish and chips in my entire life when I was in Florida because the fish was so fresh down there. I went there twice. I went back to the same place the next day. I'm like, throw it on the tab again because it was that good. I have yet to have a fish and chips that was that good though. So fresh seafood, if you get the chance and you're like on one of the coasts, definitely, dude. Like it's that good. So
I feel like we have pretty fresh fish down here.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure.
I'm on the Gulf Coast, so
yeah. Oh man, shoot! I'm flying down. I probably just got crap up here. Like, nothing's fresh. Everything's cold. Yeah, dude. Food. I could talk food all day. I could have a food podcast, man.
Dude, I watch Gordon Ramsay all the time.
Oh my!
It's always fun.
Train wrecks, that you?
Yeah.
Gordon Ramsay.
I was watching him watch it
I
last
have to
week.
leave it on too, bro. It's
It's funny because he usually thinks the same shit I think. He's like, this guy's so fucking annoying, and I'm like, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
Imagine let's throw this on the table here. Imagine if everyone in the world was brutally as honest as Gordon Ramsay. Do you think we'd have as much problems? You know,
I don't know. It's a good question.
Because like, if everyone called you out on your BS, I feel like you wouldn't. I don't know. There wouldn't be as much problems. I don't know, man. I don't know.
People can't handle it though.
Some
Like,
people just. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't like Sparky's an asshole. I'm like, bro, what? I'm just telling you what I see.
My bad, dude. Yeah, but that's not gonna. I don't think that's really gonna really bother you. You know what I mean? Like I think you can take a joke from what I've hanging out. You know what I mean? I feel like everyone can kind of take a joke. You know? I don't know. Or should be able to take a joke. I wouldn't say can.
Not these days.
Not these days, dude. I don't know. I think we're in a very particular area, like mid-20s, where we're kind of like old school-ish, to a T, but like kind of experiencing like how, I know it sounds sad, but like how social media affects a lot of people, a lot of these young kids, man. And it's just like, guys, it's just an app, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
People
yeah.
get so mentally just drained from whatever, Twitter, all that stuff, man. It's really weird to, I don't know, maybe I'm just like kind of pulling this one out of the rabbit hole, but it just, I don't know, it seems a little bit, I don't know, just different than what I'm used to, I guess, because like we didn't grow up quite like that, I'd say. Where it's like you kind of got to deal with your own problems and just kind of suck it up type of a thing, where it's like you always get these like fed compliments to you. Like you just say you put out a woe is me tweet or something. There's always going to be someone that's like, oh, you got this, or like just kind of softening you up a little bit. There's just so much of that stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of just talking out of thin air right now, but you guys can chime in a little bit if you'd like to.
Yeah, if I ever get to the point where you see me posting a black screen with just text on Snapchat, you call me and tell me to shut it down. You fuck off.
Just
there.
that insecure, dude. Like, like, yo, Chris,
all right, cool.
Look, I saw it. Step your shit up, dude. All right. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just noticed that a lot more, dude. Maybe it's just like a lot of younger kids that are having phones these days. I'm sure is part of it. I don't know, man.
I think it hurts. It hurts a lot of, like, I mean, there's countless people's careers who have been ruined because someone posted a video and then it turned out the video wasn't true or whatever. It's just crazy how many people will take everything for fucking, they'll read the title and they'll think, oh, it's just crazy times we live in. People won't think twice to research anything that they read on the internet. It's wild to me.
I don't want to get into the topic. I'm just putting out an example right there because I'm sure Ryan's thinking of it right now too. But just like all the hate that cops get on social media, and where they just show one side of an arrest. And I'm not saying that the cop's in the right, because there's been a lot of situations too where cops have been, not in the right. But in a lot of situations that I've seen, it just kind of, it's like a clip and then it cuts off. There's no full video. And it's like, wait, what happened there?
If you guys want to talk about a case that happened literally last week, where I'm sure you guys probably either scrolled past it and might not have seen it,
but
heard about it in some light. The cops screaming and yelling at this guy and lady with their kids in the car because their daughter stole a Barbie doll.
I heard about this one. Mm-hmm.
Well, if people had some patience and waited 2 days,
You have the background on it. All right,
the
let's hear it.
husband and the wife stole from a convenience store, drove away from the police, and that's when the video started. Is when they finally stopped their car.
Gotcha.
And the cops are taking them out. Not only did they steal stuff, but they had a history of stealing stuff. There was video evidence for it. And the guy, first off, nobody got hurt or killed. So it wasn't like one of those situations where, oh, someone ended up getting shot and it was because whatever. It was literally the people broke the law, drove away from police with kids in their car,
Oof.
and people are saying these cops were being too too pushy with their power, trying to get these people to get out of their car. And I'm like, no, the guy who was driving was refusing to get out of the car at the very start. And then he finally got out of the car. He was placed under arrest. And then there was people recording it who were like, "Oh, how could you treat people like this for whatever reasons?" And it's just like, dude, do you have any idea what they just did? They
Yeah.
stole a ton of shit. We're just speeding down the road away from cops with kids in their car. Like,
Eesh.
and people, all they said was they saw the video and they instantly thought they wouldn't do this to anybody else if their skin tone was different.
That's a
It was
lie.
that whole argument, and it's disingenuous because there's people out there who are saying it's this one narrative, and that's going to put cops in danger. That's going to put citizens in danger because now the cops have to be more aware of people getting pissed off at them just because they're cops or whatever. And it's just dangerous for everybody. It's not going to help anybody unless the facts are straight first.
Well,
It's just
yeah.
unbelievable.
No, I mean, definitely more research needs to be out. What I think could definitely help is give every single police officer a body cam of some sort, maybe 2 body cams, and then release put footage out on something. You know, just make it readily available so that people aren't getting the wrong misleading information. I think that would help for sure.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing is they did have dash cam footage, and they had
Mhm.
the footage within the store that they released 2 days later.
Right.
It was just like I said, how it's just people post the video right away, everyone takes
Well,
it for
it's
that.
the
just like,
reaction likes, because people just like,
Right.
yeah, I mean, if you just saw that part of a clip, it's like, oh yeah, this guy's screaming bloody murder at this person for no reason, what, that's like the initial reaction. But
right.
yeah, it's it's the hardest job in the world, man. It really is. Like I said this earlier, like, praying for you, man, because like I don't think people realize that it's that dangerous of a job, or it can be that dangerous of a job, where these officers are just putting their lives on the line, and they got to deal with, not just people that are actually breaking the law, but now this weird like cloud of social media hating a lot of what they do for no reason, when they're the ones most of the time protecting them. It's a weird narrative, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's the thing is obviously being someone who I've grown up using social media and all, I'll be the first one to say that there's some really, really bad cops out there. There's some dirty
Oh yeah,
cops.
100%, dude.
There's some cops who use their power in bad ways. That's obvious. But I'm also not going to say that a lot of those cops who are out there who might be swearing too much or might be overly aggressive trying to get someone in handcuffs or whatever. I'm not going to say that they are completely in the wrong, but I'm not going to say they're right either. I think there's some training that needs to. The thing that I always bring it to is, yes, all cops could use some better training, obviously, because there's a lot of situations where stress levels get too high, people have mental breakdowns, whatever, being on the job. And I think that the training part of it, that really comes down to, okay, well, we're going to have to start talking about economy, because you think training's not going to cost anything. It's going to cost a lot.
It's gonna cost a
I
ton.
mean, it's going to bring up more conversations. But going back to that situation, not only did the guy refuse to get out of the car, he was trying to reach for the center console over and over again. So I'm like, okay, this dude was literally not listening to cops, reaching toward a center console, and not a single bullet was fired at this guy. But still, people are pissed about what happened when
Mhm.
nobody actually got hurt. Thank God.
Yeah,
And
for real.
it's just, it blows my mind. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about it. I think, yeah, I think the body cam thing. When I'm a cop, I'm gonna have a body cam. I'm gonna
Why
have.
wouldn't you? I mean, it's just for your own protection too, you know.
I'm gonna have all that. Any measure that can protect myself, I'm definitely gonna do. I mean, it's at this point, I don't know if it's gonna get any better. I hope it does, but it's just it's dangerous for people to put out the narrative that, I mean, there's people who literally are posting on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter comments on those videos saying fuck the 5-0, they should all
Yeah.
get killed.
F the
They're
5-0
all,
until one saves your life somehow, you know,
I
right?
mean, they're literally death threats being sent
It's
to
crazy,
the
man.
cops in these situations.
It's so
Like,
it's so easy to Twitter or to, you know, send something over the internet. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. It's just a different world we live in now. It's really strange to me.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say, Sparky?
About the whole, like, I mean, I get it.
Just kind of your opinion, like your genuine opinion.
How people are very distrusting of cops and stuff, you know. I mean, it's always like the same mentality as like, say, okay, cool. Like when I'm driving, like, and I see a cop behind me, you know, like, I mean, most of the time I feel like paranoid. I'm like, oh fuck, dude, you know, like I'm pulled over. But and I feel like once that kind of like stigmatism and stuff changes, then people will start to feel different. But until then, generally, it's kind of like, oh shit, like you feel paranoid more than you feel safe. Usually, when you see a cop driving,
I mean,
you know
even
what I'm
I
saying?
do, and I,
Yeah.
for the
I
most
do
part,
too.
I've never had
Yeah.
a bad experience. You know, like I've had some jerks that have pulled me over. I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, I mean,
but you still
I get
have
the
that
asshole cop
feeling,
that kind
you
of
know.
like that kind of power drip, and I'm just like, okay, dude, like we
Right.
get it. You have a fucking gun, and put out. I'll do whatever you say, clearly, because my life's in your hands. You know.
Yep.
But
Right.
sometimes it's like, I mean, even granted, there's great cops out there too as well. You know that like, okay, cool, you listen to me, like you're honest with me. Here you go. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes like, there's just because they're an officer of the law doesn't require them to be like perfect law abiding, like, you know, or like stay within their parameters and stuff. So that can be kind of bothersome.
Well,
you know?
yeah, no, I definitely get where you're coming from. It's just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I agree. I think you're you know what you're signing up for, and
Mhm.
also you have a certain role to uphold in society.
right.
If you go to a call where, so the worst call you can go to as a police officer, besides like a school shooting, bombing, whatever, is a domestic violence call,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
it's the very much the most dangerous call. But say you go to a call like that, I think the worst thing you could do is so how they train cops generally is you're supposed to stay emotionally and physically, in most cases, a level above somebody. So say a guy has a knife,
Mhm.
you want to have either a non-lethal choice, which it could be pepper spray or
Taser.
taser, or have your lethal force with you, which is obviously your gun. And
Mhm.
I think the worst thing that a lot of cops can do is escalate to the point of lethal when it could be de-escalated fairly easily.
Right. And
And
that's what they're, you know, that's their job too, though, you know.
right, and it's, I mean, being a cop at the same time is the stress, and people always bring up the abuse within the home is like twice as likely if you're a police officer. And I think that, first off, that study was done in the 70s, but also it's also, you have to look at it like this, how it goes back to the training that I talked about. I mean, if you can't healthily take care of the stresses of your job, and this goes for any job actually. I
Mhm.
mean, if you're a surgeon and you have the stresses of that, which are insanely high, I can't even imagine. I mean, it's just at the end of the day, if you're not properly trained in the position that you are, you're placed in, you're gonna make mistakes in some way or another. I mean, it's just obvious, you know. So I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like, I do think cops need to have better training all around. I think
They just have the
there's too
hardest job
many
in the
cops
world,
that
though.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
think
Yeah.
honestly, like, I think they just need to be held to a higher standard. You know what I'm saying? So me as a person, like me as a nurse, there's certain things that if I do, my license gets revoked. You know, like I legally can't shoot a porn. I can't do a porno, otherwise I can lose my license. You know, I had if I violate HIPAA, my license is removed. You know, whatever. I have to legally can't abandon my patients. You know, or I'll get in trouble. And it's just small problems like that, like how an officer's like, I guess, allowed to lie to you. You know, like I mean, they can say whatever you want or they want to you. You know, and you kind of there's really nothing you can do about it. Like if they tell you you're violating the law, their decision. You know, it's if you go to court, that's your word against theirs.
Yeah, and I think in the day and age we're in right now, there's certain. So, for instance, a very common issue that's happening nowadays, especially, is someone gets pulled over. The cop asks you to get out of your car. You say, "I don't need to get out of my car because of whatever reason. This is my car." You don't have an actual reason to do it. But it's actually it's to refuse that is actually against the law, which I know in a lot of cases it can be like, what the fuck? How is that? How is that not? I mean, how is this allowed that he can just tell me to get out of my car? I don't feel safe, whatever. But it's called Pennsylvania versus Mims. Uh, it's very. I'm pretty sure it's countrywide. Yeah, it's a Supreme Court criminal law that everyone has to abide by when you sign that you're getting your license or whatever. And it's basically saying that if a cop wants to order you out of your car, either for their safety or yours, then you have to do that. So, for instance, where I could see this be a good thing is in Florida, especially. There's a lot of times where a cop will pull you over and they'll go to your passenger side window, and that's because there's been a lot of cases where people have been hit by people driving on the
Yep.
highway.
That's
And
crazy. Yep. I always pull over,
there's a
by the way,
video.
if someone's getting pulled over. I genuinely try
Yeah.
to, you know.
Yeah, so so that's one of the cases where it does make a lot of sense for why they would want you to get out, because you have a less of a chance of getting hurt if you're in your driver's side on the side of the road on the highway, as well as the officer himself. Also, if you have a warrant for your arrest, or you personally have a carry permit for a gun, they could be like, "Hey, I'd feel more comfortable and I feel safer for both of us if you step out of the vehicle," whatever. And that's a very common thing nowadays, especially with, people recording and all of that, where it does help if you know the laws, because it's very dangerous when it comes down to the refusal to listen and all of that. But that's where it's kind of like I can see why the power struggle of someone being a cop and telling you what to do is like
It's very
hard to
intimidating, you
manage.
know.
Yeah, and it's dangerous for both parties for sure.
Right. It's
But
like
yeah, the same thing with I mean, I wish they were held to higher standards. It's the same thing for like, I mean, our president too. Now I'm not like, cool. Oh yeah, fuck Trump, he's an asshole. But I mean, I just wish they were held to a higher standard. You know, like he wasn't. There were things he says or he does, he's done in previous actions that is kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I mean, I guess like if I were to legally do that, I'd be like legally reprimanded. You know, like,
Right.
but I mean, that's just how I feel personally, though.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic because I think obviously a police presence is something that everybody's affected by every single day. I mean, I drive down the road and I see at least 3 cops within a 2-mile radius. So it's definitely interesting. I mean, there's over 1 million cops in the United States, so it's pretty
I think it should be talked about, though. I think it's not talked about enough, honestly. And I think it's fine to have different thoughts and opinions on what you really do think about it. But at the end of the day, I'd say more than 95% of officers are trying their best to protect their community at the end of the day, you know?
Yeah.
So
I agree. There's a lot more good cops out there than bad cops.
Yeah, for sure.
It's unfortunate that, you know, like news outlets and social media shows the bad ones most of the time.
Yeah, but it just takes one bad experience to break the trust. You know,
it definitely does.
Yeah, exactly.
Like this dude fucked me one time. Like, okay, so how do I know the next?
Yeah, what's to say the next guy's not going to do it? So yeah.
And the biggest deterrent for that emotion to happen is for those cops to be more invested in their community, doing whether it's like community service with involved with a police officer, or you know, having actual conversation between you two besides when you're just getting pulled. I think there needs to be more programs out there that does invest that. Usually a cop will be more invested if they have a kid in school, for instance. I mean, they're gonna go to the school and they're gonna talk to the other parents around, and sooner or later he'll probably pull over one of them, but it'll be a lot less of a scary situation if you know the person. I mean, I've been pulled over twice in my life, and I didn't know the people. The first one was an asshole. The second one was chill as fuck. But you know, it's unfortunate because you can tell the good ones from the bad ones pretty quickly, and it's never a fun thing to get pulled over by a cop. So immediately you're already gonna have this, you know, ill feeling towards them anyways. So
and whether it's like, I don't know, I just get paranoid. it's like, oh god, this guy has nothing better to do. He's probably just sitting on his gosh darn laptop, you know, drinking his coffee, whatever. You get the whole spiel going in, but you know.
Yeah, and also you're thinking, I know the first thing I'm thinking is, oh my god, how many other things have I done wrong now?
Right. You're like, did I stop at that stop sign? Is my tail light out? Is my exhaust broke? Whatever, you don't know. I think everyone gets the same little eerie paranoid feeling, but I mean, I'd rather have that and them doing their job than them being, you know, a scuffed cop. I mean, I've never had an experience like that, or I've, you know, ran into someone that just is super sketch, but like, I mean, could you imagine, dude? Like, is someone just using their powers? Like, yeah, that's a really scary thing, and you know, it's a very, 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 very low percentage of it actually happening. But you know, I'm not gonna sit there and lie and just act like it's not happening, because it definitely is. You know.
Yeah, I think the whole body cam thing, when it comes to technology, I think the best thing for everybody is for across the country, all police officers should be equipped with one at all for the safety of the person. But it automatically, no matter what, when you know there's a camera on every action you're about to commit, you're automatically going to do things differently.
Exactly. It can go both ways. A fact.
So that alone is just something I'm always going to advocate for that. I'm surprised it's not required in every single state, but I do know a lot of states that do require it, but it should be all of them, I think.
Yeah, I'm right with you on that boat, dude.
It goes right back to that whole upholding a certain standard. It's help back that standard. Obviously, it's not going to stop everybody, but
it'll eliminate a lot of the threat to it, for sure.
Yep.
What a podcast, boys! Holy shiz. Dave missed a good one to maybe be on. He would have really gone in, I think, on the first half of it for sure. But yeah, that was.
I think we could bring it up again.
We can definitely bring it up. I'm sure he's got some really interesting thoughts on it.
I'm gonna look into the mushrooms thing and.
Yeah, I don't know too much about all of that stuff.
I'm sure there hasn't been much research done already, but I'm sure there's a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
could be
cool. Any closing thoughts, boys? We covered. There wasn't a lot of stuff in the gaming world We covered that right at the beginning, like the first hour maybe. But I didn't. I pretty much said everything I wanted to. Said we're good on that. So cool. By the way, guys, podcast. I promised y'all, podcast is out on. We got it out on iTunes. We got it out on. I didn't spell podcast right. I'm a big dummy. Podcast. It is out. Check those links. Got some hot links for you right there on iTunes, Spotify. This will be re-uploaded to YouTube later in the week. So if you guys want to watch the rebroadcast, check out the YouTube channel. If you guys have an Apple phone, go check it out on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. We would appreciate that very much. It's out on Spotify as well. So go follow us there, subscribe to us on iTunes, and give us some feedback. We have a lot of fun doing this podcast. We hope you guys enjoy the show every week, and we're trying to just make it better and better for y'all. So yeah, without further ado, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this portion of the Borthers podcast. We're live every single Sunday at 6:00 Central Standard Time. So make sure if you guys want to check out the live portion of the show, you set your calendars and stuff up for that. So yeah, have a good one, dudes. Thanks for chilling. Thanks for supporting. We appreciate it. But as always, we will catch you in the next one. Peace out.